Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Alrighty. I am coming on with breaking news today regarding the SBA's increase of the EIDL loan caps. So this is really big news that we've been waiting on. So I'm going to talk about that and what that means for you and your small business, as well as other things related to the EIDL program, including the Targeted EIDL Advance, the supplemental targeted advance, and also the infrastructure bills that are now in the House waiting to be negotiated and passed. So these are things that are significant to small business. So that's why I'm here to share that information with you. So do come on in, especially if you're new. Please let me know who you are, where you're from, what your business is. We definitely like to know. We've been meeting so many small businesses around the world, connecting with businesses from all types of industries. And so we want to get to know you as well. We are trying to reach our 25,000 subscribers. We're almost there. So if you do check us out on YouTube, our channel, that's where we have all of our explainer videos there. We have a different playlist for these different stimulus programs to really help you to be able to overcome any challenges, to take you step by step through some of the application processes or appeal processes so that you can get approved and funded so that you have a financial lifeline for your business. So it is an excellent resource. It's free videos for you to be able to take advantage of. It's helped thousands of business owners, so I know it can help you as well. I do want to let you all know too, make sure that you do subscribe to our channel as well. Show us some love, hit that like button, give us a thumbs up, give us some love so more people see this video as well. Do share it out with other business owners and entrepreneurs that you know who need access to this information, because as we know, as many businesses that we reach every single week, there are still millions of business owners out there that do not know about these programs or may still be struggling through some parts of the process with these programs and need to get at the end, right? We want to see them get to the finish line so that they can use the funds to better support their business. So with that said, again, I'm coming on to talk about the latest news regarding the SBA's increase of the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. For those of you that may not know, this program began under the CARES Act way back in March of 2020. I mean, goodness, it's been that long. Like we're over a year and a half at this point. But this has been one of the most popular stimulus programs to support entrepreneurs. That includes gig workers, 1099 workers, independent contractors. And I say that because sometimes you say business owners and there are businesses operating that don't necessarily think of themselves as business owners, or they count themselves out. They don't think that they qualify. They think they have to have, W-2 employees, but that is not the case. So this program is available to those if you fall into any of those categories, or small business with 500 or less employees, and your business was operating, right? So even you, if you're an Uber driver, right? Or a truck driver, if you own a trucking business, or you're a rideshare driver, if you were operating as of January 31st of 2020, then you qualify for this program. So we already know that millions have already applied. I believe over 3 million have applied to this program and have been approved and funded for over 200, like almost near $300 billion have been funded through this program, including increases. So what you may not know is that under the CARES Act, the CARES Act by law stated that the businesses could get up to a max of $2 million. However, the SBA decided to piecemeal it, to kind of parse it out so that they could preserve and make sure that more businesses got access to money. That did hurt some businesses, because if you were businesses that really suffered and you needed 500,000, you were limited to 150,000. Just a few months ago, when Isabella Gunsman got into office, into her role as administrator, she increased the cap to $500,000. And so we know many of us have applied for those increases. And we know right now They're working through a 600,000 backlog, 1,000 of application backlog, and they're almost through with that because the target was mid-August to be through that deadline. They had improved their processes, added more staff to be able to accommodate those increases. And she had always said that they were preparing to increase it up to that 2 million. So now here we are. They have increased it. We're waiting for them to make the official announcement, not only the announcement, but to release the rules and parameters around that. So I just check their website as I do every day. It still has the information for the 500,000 increase cap, but we're looking for them to add the information for the 2 million. Now, I actually just submitted a email to my email list and had some comments back. So I want to make sure that I clarify some things for you. Again, we are waiting for the SBA to release some official information, more details regarding it. But say, for instance, you are a recipient of the, you received 500, up to the 500,000 max. So you already submitted your application for an increase, and you were told, you know, you qualify for 300, or you qualify for 400,000 or 500,000. That is your max. We are not anticipating that they will increase the amount, the months of working capital. They did increase it from 6 months to 24 months. Okay. So they have a calculation model that they're using, or you use, to determine how much you would qualify for in a loan amount. We're not anticipating that, even though they're increasing up to 2 million, that they will be increasing the months of working capital. That's where you may have a change in the formula, but right now the formula is the same as of the latest I've heard from the SBA. It is the same. Okay. And so that calculation is, for an example, if you were in business in 2019, you're going to take that 2019 gross sales, gross revenue, right? Whatever term you like to use, you're going to take that, subtract your cost of goods sold. This is the basic calculation. Subtract your cost of goods sold, and then you're going to take that number and times it by 2, and that will be your amount. So say, for instance, you know, your gross sales was 250,000. You had 0 cost of goods sold. You're going to times that by 2. That gives you up to that $500,000 max that was, okay? And so if you qualify for more than that, it's up to 2 million. Doesn't mean that your business will get 2 million. It just depends on how much revenue you were bringing in. In your particular situation, your max is your max, regardless of the $2 million max. So I just want to make sure that we clarify that for everyone as well. And then also, even if the SBA says, okay, here, this is you qualify for up to 500,000, right? Which you should see in your portal, in your EIDL loan portal. That's where you see all your information regarding your EIDL loan and your targeted grant information. And they will say you can get up to this amount. That doesn't mean you have to take that amount. Okay. You don't have to take that amount. I would recommend you not take more than what you need. You actually have up to 2 years after the date of your promissory note to request additional funds. So we just request the amount as you need it. Okay, so you don't have to take all or nothing at this point, but just know what you qualify for, and then the calculation is based on your tax filings, right? So the calculation I just gave you is for Schedule C filers. So we know a lot of business owners that are applying to this program do file their taxes on their Schedule C. And so that's what you would use. So if you are you're filing as an S Corp or a C Corp or some other nonprofit structure, in the SBA's EIDL FAQs, they have the different calculation models there for you based on the tax returns that you use to file your taxes. Okay, so the calculation I gave you is the basic one, and I did an EIDL video last week when I went into other calculations, like for farmers, because instead of cost of goods sold, they actually use their expenses. They use Schedule F instead of a Schedule C. So you would just want to go to the FAQs that are on the SBA website at sba.gov and look at the FAQs, and then see what your tax returns are, what tax forms you use, and then based on that, you will see the calculation model there for you. But this is important information because I know we have a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs in the process, and this program is open until December 31st of 2021. So if you have not applied to the EIDL program, you still have an opportunity to do that. There's still billions of dollars left. I believe over 200 billion for COVID disaster relief available under this program for you to be able to get it. And so if you're a new applicant, it's not even like you have to worry about requesting an increase. It's already factored in when you're submitting your application. The only difference is those for that they did apply back in 2020 when the cap was much lower. Then in your portal now you have an opportunity to request an increase, and it will tell you again how much based on your application and the information as far as your income and your expenses that you plug in, what you would qualify for. Now, when you're requesting, those of you that request an increase know that when you first applied, unless you were declined, they really went based on a good faith effort, right? You did a self-certification that all the information, including numbers, how you particularly calculated, even employees, they just took your word for it. Now with the request for increases, they're actually now requesting more information, right? They're requesting your tax return. So they actually need and want to look at them to verify that the information is accurate. They're going to request that 4506T form, and that 4506T is for your tax transcript. So to see that your taxes were filed and are in the master file at the IRS. And that 4506T, just for your information, is only valid for 120 days. So you may find if you are still like in the process and been waiting for a while for your increase, you may find that your loan specialist may request that you submit another one, because again, the 4506T is only valid for 129 days. So do let me know where you are, because again, I said that they had 600,000 backlog, and they were increasing. They had increased the speed like 12 times, right? And I know they were processing like one of their biggest days was 37,000 that they were able to process in one single day to get caught up on all of these increases. So if you have received your increase or been approved for your increase, please let me know. I know several people that have, but again, we just want to make sure we're sharing our stories so other people know that if it's possible for you, it's possible for them as well. I would say if you've been in the process, it was like back in April of 2021, please do. If you have not called the SBA to check on the status of your application, you really should do so. And if it's been that long and you haven't heard not one thing, not received a status, any type of status update, it is really upon you to call the SBA and get information regarding the status of your application. Now, you can also check the status of your various applications in your EIDL portal, but I know some people don't know how to get access to their portal, got locked out of their portal. But if you did that, then again, you go through the reconsideration process. You want to call them or email them and ask them for assistance in getting access to your portal, and they will advise you of what you need to do to be able to do that, because that's the best thing, because that's, I've called, but I go to my portal first and check the status on my different applications that I have. So I would encourage you all to do so as well. Now, one thing that I want to state too is that they are expected to make some additional changes to the use of funds. So I know quite a few peers that are concerned, like, you're not using your money. Okay. So you've been funding, congratulations, but you're not spending the money because you're scared that you may use it on the wrong thing. We have videos, explainer videos on the do's and don'ts of using EIDL funds. We all know that it's supposed to be used for business. It's not for personal reasons. But if you have access to the money, use it. So I just want to let you know some of the things that you can use it on, and some of the new uses that you can anticipate. Again, we're looking for the SBA to announce all the full list of updates, but just know that you can use it on working capital, right? Normal operating expenses. What do you use as a normal everyday uses for your business? That's what you can use it on. Payroll. But remember, if you have PPP, you cannot be using your idle money on payroll for the same periods that you are using your Paycheck Protection Program funds, okay? Because the Paycheck Protection Program is the payroll program. So you can use it on payroll, just not at the same time, during the same period, on the same employees. You can use it on rent. You can use it on business maintenance, brick and mortar maintenance, not your home. Not your home if you're a home-based business. Some people get confused. So you want to definitely check out the do's and don'ts of using idle funds video that we have put together. You are limited in the home uses that you can use any of these funds for. Now, they are going to be adding prepayments to this, so commercial prepayments, credit card prepayments, and also principal and interest payments. They're going to be adding on debts owed, and then debts owed to the federal government as well. So once they release the official updates, I will definitely let you know. But those are two new offerings or new payments that you can actually make using the funds. Another thing I wanted to address regarding the EIDL loan too and the increases is that collateral part. Okay, so anything over $200,000 requires collateral. Now they may include property as collateral. Again, we're waiting to hear what types of collateral can be used, but just note that, right? So that's the reason sometimes people may want to limit the amount that you're getting in your loans, because know that there will be collateral which means that you have to have assets to back up your loan. So in case you default on the loan, there's collateral there, right? There's protection. So they're taking a risk by giving you this money. So they want to make sure that you have risk protections in place. Not only just collateral, but you will also see that you may get a request from an attorney from the SBA. And yes, it's legit. Just look at the email, make sure it says .gov at the sba.gov at the end, but an attorney may reach out to you requesting that you have provide evidence of hazard insurance, liability insurance, and a certified statement as the owner of the business that you are taking out the loan, and that you are well aware of what you're signing up for, right? So that they know it's you, the owner, that is doing that. So just anticipate that they may ask you for that and proof that you had a meeting you met, right? And so if you're incorporated, we already know that it's requirement that you hold, different types of meetings, annual meetings, monthly meetings. So you need to incorporate that type of meeting into your process, and then be able to provide proof of that you met and discussed this loan, and that this is what you're doing on behalf of your business. Okay. So I think that that's it for the loan portion of it, but I do want to circle back on the targeted EIDL grant and the supplemental grant. I mentioned before with the infrastructure bills, right, that the one infrastructure bill passed the Senate and is in the House. And so Pelosi is seeking to advance that infrastructure bill, as well as the human infrastructure bill, which is part of the $3.5 trillion budget plan. Now, as I mentioned before, in the Senate version of the bill, there is $32 billion that they are taking from the EIDL programs, and $17 billion is seeking to take money from the targeted EIDL grants that are still available for you all entrepreneurs and small business owners out there. So we don't want them to do that, right? So they have to fund these bills somehow, and they decided they want to take from COVID relief that we still need. So what I would encourage you to do before they do it, right, because there would probably be weeks or maybe a month or two before this all gets approved and on President Biden's desk, then you want to make sure that you get your applications in. So the targeted advances, these are cash grants. $10,000 grants are still available. I just checked the latest report that was published on August the 12th. And it's still, the good news is they're processing, they're approving targeted grants. So that means you're getting approved, you're getting funded. That's free money for your business that you don't have to pay back, right? So that's the good news. The bad news is that we don't anticipate that they will change the requirement to expand outside of the low income community. We're still fighting for that, still advocating, still petitioning for that, but there's been no word that that is going to change in the near future. But again, there's nothing that's impossible when we work together and advocate for each other and make our demands heard and make them known to our congressmen and women. So I would encourage you all to continue to do that, like we're continuing to do that. But again, there are several entrepreneurs and small business owners that their businesses are in low income communities and they have not applied for the program. Okay. So we need you to apply. Just want to make sure you're aware again of the requirements. You must be in a low income community. You must have 300 employees or less, and then be able to show, prove that you have a 30% decrease in revenues of gross sales in your business, not employment income, not grants, not unemployment. This is specifically business income, showing that decrease in a period in 2020 that is less than what you made in that same period in 2019. And now the supplemental grant also is available. There's $5 billion available in this program, and is just under $2 billion that have been approved for the supplemental grants. That's an additional 5,000, right? That will bring you to 15,000 potentially that you can qualify for. And for the 5,000, you must still have your business in a low income community, have 10 employees or less, and then you need to have a more of a decrease in revenue, which is 50%, which is consider severe, right? A severe loss. So these are targeted grants. I know that, there's, some that are upset or frustrated by, they're increasing the 2 million. They have this grant available. They're restricting it to low income. When there's still people trying to get through the process, people still trying to get the increases, but you still got to keep fighting for what you want. So if you want your loan, you got to go through the appeals process. You got to get that done. You got to request a reconsideration or for the loan or reevaluation for the grant, and do it. You may need to do it once or twice, just depending on what the reason is for the denial. If there's something you may need to change or be able to overcome the denial to get approved and to be able to get funding. An example of that is credit, right? So for the loan, you need at least a 570 credit score in order to qualify for the program. So maybe you're at 560. Well, you can really quickly turn that around in a couple of weeks and then request a reconsideration of that loan and get it. So I have so many people reach out to me regarding the credit issue, credit challenges. So I would just encourage you to start working on improving your credit. Take those steps right now. And people have been able to do that, overcome that, get approved and get funded, for that. An example of a denial for the targeted advances. I had a lady reach out to me just yesterday over the weekend, and she received unverifiable information. So I've talked about this before. We've done explainer videos on top reasons for the denials. I did a one on specifically on unverified information, and the SBA updated their FAQs. So I would encourage you to go to the FAQs, look at that, and they address the reasons why you may have received unverified as the reason for the denial. It's very vague. They don't go into specifics, but they tell you it could be one of, 5 reasons why we were not able to either verify either your identity or your business. There's something that they cannot verify, which means until you can verify it, you will continue to be stuck in the process. But again, we want to make sure that you get your application through sooner than later because time is ticking, right? This program ends December the 31st, and the grant money, it will end. It could end sooner than that, right? So as long as the funding is available, but they can run out. But we need you all to get your applications in and then share this information, please. I know gig workers out there, independent contractors. Ask them, have you applied for the EIDL loan program? Have you applied for the grant program? Do you know that it's available? Send them the link. Check out this video. This is a grant that you may qualify for, because I'm telling you, it's just so many business owners that don't know that the program exists, that they can get additional funding for your business. I know I was thankful that I was able to get both the targeted grant of $10,000 and the supplemental for $5,000. And I was able to get this after a 1.5 year long wait because I applied. I was one of the first ones to apply to the program in March of 2020. And I never received any of my grant money. Okay. And so, but I didn't give up on the process, and I waited, but I advocated, I petitioned, I called the SBA, I called my congressmen and women, I went to Twitter, and I advocated through my YouTube channel. So whatever I could do, I did it. So I would encourage you all to continue to do the same. Now, I just want to briefly, I just want to check too to see if anyone has any questions, but I just want to just read to you all or review this testimonial that one of our viewers sent to us a few days ago. And I just get so excited about this. And I'm glad that she shared this actually in the comment of one of our videos, because again, this tells other entrepreneurs and small business owners that this is possible, right? So she said, I am happy to report that after more than 23 weeks from the targeted and EIDL application submission and getting her congressman's office involved. Now, I've been saying that if you want to expedite your process for the loan or for the grant, you've just been stuck for a long period of time, get your congressmen and women involved. Call them. They can help you. You have to sign a release form giving them permission to discuss your file on your behalf, but that is worthwhile to do that. So she contacted her Congress office and got them involved, received approval and funding. It was just 1 week after speaking to her district congressman office that the SBA rep contacted her for additional information and gave a verbal approval. Her portal changed that evening to approved, and she was funded the next week, then received an invite and approval for the $5K supplemental grant. And then she thanked us for that, because we have been on the front lines of, this advocating and educating since this all began, and helping you all really get over those humps, right? Get over those challenges or those barriers that are preventing you from being able to get funding. So, I'm an expert in this. I mean, I research it. I stay abreast. I read all the reports, everything that's happening on the daily basis. So I can provide you all with the latest information that you need so that you can get access to the funds that are available. Now, there are some of you all that do not qualify or have been denied. And then you're wondering, what are the other options that are available? Now, I'm going to be doing a video on how to get access to other SBA funds. First, know that we did 2 videos on alternate funding that you can use for your business that is not an EIDL fund, right? So SBA has other funding available. They have approved SBA lenders in your local area. I would encourage you all to reach out to them. We have been helping business owners get access to capital up to $25K same day. Like, you can apply today and get funded today, right? Or tomorrow if it's after 12 p.m. For our capital, you need 450 credit score. That's unheard of in this industry. We know the challenges that businesses have getting access to capital because of the credit barrier, right? So we eliminated that. You only need a 450 credit score. Another barrier we've eliminated is the fact that most lenders require you be in business a year or 2 years. Well, you only need to be in business 6 months, right, to get up to 25K. You need 5,000 a month of gross sales or bank sales coming into your bank account. And most require way more than that. They may require 25K in sales or 50K in sales per month before they will fund you. Okay. We require a business checking account in your business name and an EIN number. If you have those things, you can get funded as soon as tomorrow. Okay. So we have funded businesses. We get a lot of restaurants. We get a lot of businesses in the trucking industry. We get consultants. We get e-commerce businesses, dental offices, you name it, whatever the industry is, I've seen it all in the industry. And what I found is that most businesses only need 25K or less. Now, if you need more, we do have more. We have funded businesses, 100,000, 500,000. We fund up to $2 million. So that is available. And so if you have more than 40K a month sales and you need funding, that is an option. And then you only need to be in business 4 months. Okay. So yeah, there are new businesses, new startups that are generating really good income in their business, but they still need funding for for growth reasons, right? To buy a building or buy a new location or expand, whatever that is, there are businesses that need funding. And so I want to let you all know that there are options available for you. A lot of you all don't know what your options are. So that's why we are a point of contact to really help you to be able to achieve your business goals and be able to achieve your funding goals as well. So I'm just going to go through really quickly and just see if there are any major questions here. Someone is asking if you want to apply for the EIDL loan. Now, if you've already applied to this program, please don't apply again because it will be considered a duplicate application. It will just cause you more delays. But if you have not applied to this program, you can go to sba.gov /EIDL, EIDL. And those links, all the resources that I talk about on the live are in our show notes. It's in the description. Just click on it, the writing, the text, and all the links that you need are there, including our other resources. Like there are so many grants that are still available, pitch competitions, accelerator programs that are available that are giving out money as well. Yes, they're competitive, and yes, they take time for you to be able to get access to them, but it's well worth it, right? So many of you all know I have received over $100,000 in grant money. I'm still applying for grants for my business. So it has really transformed my business, and I know that it's transformed so many of your businesses as well. So we want everyone to be able to get the funds that they need. We're still in the height of the pandemic. I mean, it's almost like we were back in, this time in 2020. So business owners still need that help. They still need that support. So we just have to make sure we keep that in the minds of our leaders that are responsible to help make sure that small business survive and that we thrive, because without small businesses, there's no way that we're going to turn around the economy. We need small businesses. Our communities, our neighborhoods need small businesses. And so I'm here to support you in that effort. So again, if you have not applied to this program, do apply at the link that I just provided. Okay. So I'm going to thank you, everyone that's out here. I see all of your comments here. Someone is saying that they changed over from a sole proprietor to an LLC. And I've mentioned this before. That is going to be a challenge for you, but it's not one that you can't overcome, because I know many people have done that. It's just depending on when you apply to the program, were you a sole proprietor? And so if you're trying to now, request an increase or get the grant under the LLC, when you applied as a sole proprietor, you need to go with the sole proprietor information. If that is not the case and you're just new applying to the program and your tax information was under LLC and was under sole proprietor, and now you're LLC or S corp or whatever the case may be, you're going to really have to provide documentation to show that you were in business, well before that January 31st, 2020 date as a sole proprietor, because your LLC is newer. It looks like your business just started in late 2020 or late 2021. They're going to come back and deny you. So you have to put the pieces of the puzzle together for them. You're going to have to request reconsideration and then put the pieces of the puzzle, let them know that you are operating as a sole proprietor, but you did not officially register your business until X date. And you can show them documents to that effect. You can show invoices and bank statements, and then you can also show them your articles of incorporation, and then match up those dates. Now we have reconsideration templates on our website at www.shebosstalk.com. So I'd encourage you all to go there, and you will find a resource of information, grants, pitch competitions, templates, and more. All of these different things that you need. Okay. Someone is asking, Marissa, you can just email me at hello@shebosstalk.com and I'll assist you with your issue, with your Bank Breezy issue. So I'm hoping you can still hear me. hello@shebosstalk.com and I'll help you with that so we can get you funded. So someone else is saying the SBA declared that the street she lives on is not in a deprived area. So if that may be the case, or it may not. So if you can see on the map that you are in a low income community, your business is either your brick and mortar or your home-based business, it would be your home. Now I know people that moved, right? So you may have relocated your business. You can go back and submit a request for reconsideration based on the fact that your business has changed. Now, you can't just say your business address has changed. You're going to have to prove it. Prove it. How? You're going to need to provide a leasing agreement, right, or a mortgage agreement, or you're going to have to provide utility bills to show the actual address of your business and your business name. Okay. So, that's going to be important. So that's the only reason you can really overcome a denial for not being in a low income community, unless they decide to change that requirement, which again, we have not heard that they are. We heard earlier there were some statements or possible misstatements from a representative of the SBA that they were going to expand it. We have not. He retracted that statement, or the news person retracted that statement. We have not heard anything else regarding that. But that doesn't mean it won't change. It could change next week. So we just don't know. Okay. Okay, someone else is saying that they can't pass the credit 30 points. You can quickly jump 30 points. So you can do that. I know many credit specialists, very good ones. If you need a referral, please let us know. Send us an email and I'm happy to connect you. Let's see. Oops, a lot of comments in here. Just want to make sure I get through if you want to increase in your EIDL, do you apply again? There's no need to reapply. All you're doing is you're requesting an increase in your portal. They changed the process. If you don't have access to your portal, you can't see it in your portal, just contact the SBA under the EIDL loan program. The information is in the description of this video. And ask them about how do you request an increase, or let them know you would like to request an increase, but you cannot request more than what you qualify for. Someone else says that their money has been returned to the bank for money. How long does it take for them to return it? Also, if you have experienced this issue, whether you were funded the loan or the grant and your money was sent back, that means there was an issue. So if you have funded and it never reached your bank, or your bank sent it back, anything like that, there was an issue with the bank. Either your bank doesn't accept these types of funds. I've commented on this many times. They don't accept ACH. It's a personal account and they don't accept business type transactions. You may be required to go set up a business account, which If you've been with us, you know I highly recommend that. Every business, I don't care what kind of business you're operating, you need to go ahead and register your business and go ahead and get a business bank account. Otherwise, you're going to limit your all opportunities. You're going to significantly lower your opportunities in getting access to any types of funding, including grants, if you don't have that. This is a federal, special federal program that is allowing you to do that, but it's on your bank. It's depending on what your bank will allow. They may not even allow the amount that you're requesting. Because if you have a personal account and now you're trying to have deposit $100,000, that's going to be a red flag. It's going to throw up a fraud alert, and they will possibly shut your bank account down. That's why you need to call your bank and just make sure, let them know that this is what funds you're expecting. You might get a large deposit. Do they accept it? Is this the right type of account to be able to accept this wire transfer? So you know in advance, and if it's not, you can make those adjustments. But if you're in a situation you were funded and the funds were rejected, it will take time. So there's a process you go through. There's the email to message the SBA is in the description of this broadcast as well. If you have that problem, you let them know that you were funded and your bank didn't receive the funds or the funds bounced back. What steps do you need to take in order to get your funds? Okay, that's what I would recommend to you. All right. Okay, and several of you have different EINs. Let me just address this really quickly before I drop off. Many people have different EINs. If you're applying for these programs and separate applications, you can do that, but your businesses have to be completely separate. And I mean, when I say completely separate, I mean separate business names, separate EIN, separate bank accounts. If it's not, it's going to cause you issues. The SBA is going to come back and tell you that you have duplicate applications, that you've already submitted one. So this is it, even for a lot of you all that are 1099 workers and you working, you do contracts with different companies, you're just one business. So you shouldn't be submitting multiple applications. It's just one. But if you have different businesses like I do, I like to have legitimate separate businesses. They have separate everything. And so that clearly lets them know that one business I'm applying for is totally separate from another business. But even if you have an EIN, if all your EINs, if they are all in the same name, if they possibly have all in the same bank account, you can expect that there may be an issue and a duplicate may come back, and you may have to then call and straighten out the situation. You may need to go separate the bank accounts, or whatever they say, the steps you need to take in order to rectify the situation. So separate everything is what we recommend. Stop commingling and sharing businesses. Now, if you have one business, like I have risk management business, that everything I do, all the money I make under that business is under the LLC umbrella, right? And everything is under that is in one bank account. Now I have our She Boss Talk, She Epic Media company. Everything I do under this umbrella goes into one bank account for this business, right? And so again, you need to make sure that everything is separate so you avoid these types of challenges. But even if you come upon these challenges, know you have to address them and know that it may take time for you to do it. Could be weeks, it could be months until it's all said and done. So the quicker you're able to provide accurate and complete information, the quicker you'll see the process will go. Okay. And real quickly, and I'm going to be doing an update tomorrow on PPP, but just want to let you all know, if you're a live venue or a live art, or you represent live talent, the SVO grant, the federal grant, is still open. I believe it ends at the end of the month. August the 20th is the last day they will accept new applications. So I'll be on tomorrow to talk more about that. But just want to make sure you get your applications in. And those that did receive a grant, they're now accepting the supplement. So you can get a supplemental grant on top of that. So let me know if you received the Shuttered Venue Operators Grant. And if you receive the notice, to get the supplemental grant as well. If you know someone with a business owner with a live venue, please tell them to go apply for that Shutter Venues grant before they close it on August the 20th. That will be your last opportunity to be able to get access to that grant program through the SBA. You can find more details on the SBA's website as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful and productive week ahead. Continue to be the boss with amplified impact and continue to stay safe and in good health. Have a great day.